Good morning. Karen Cameron, concerned Salinas resident. I'm really urging you to take common sense in planning for the future, because what I see is not necessarily sustainable decisions, but dollar-driven, deadlines-driven, and I blame the state more than I do you. I empathize with your process. I'd like to give you several examples of concern. First of all, about 25% of this project goes to Carmel Valley. Dollar-driven. They raised many concerns, the residents that were here, about fire, flood, traffic concerns, overcrowding, how it's going to change and impact their community. The Del Monte Forest near Aguajito Road, destruction of habitat and wildlife in that area. You think we see mountain lions in the city now? What do you think we'll see in the future? Native Americans plan for 7 generations ahead. I doubt that we're even planning for 1. San Ardo, where they have major water concerns of water pollution. Take a look at that. You have projects in Elkhorn, Moss Landing, unless the map is just very unclear. I'm reading this. And in that area, they're still yet investigating the impact of the battery energy storage system. Disaster, world's largest. People have long lists of health concerns. Let me give you a Salinas concern, Bolson Knolls area. Why are you putting a project in the middle of a flood zone? If you don't know it's a flood zone, Google it. You can see many, many, many examples. I first complained that this was ag land being ruined, once again taken away. It is non-organic, so pesticides and fumigants have been used in that area. The owner of that area came in and objected because they initially tried to pull it based on objections, mine and others. He came in very adamantly saying that he would get a deal from the county, if not the city. And he mentioned that the land was basically already ruined by farming, by adding topsoil, and that goes into the creek runoff there. So you're placing a large plot here in a concerning flood zone, and in Salinas, we really don't know what level of pesticides there are, because CDPR removed the air monitor from here. They only have 4 throughout the state. The closest is Watsonville. So at one stage throughout August and September, I was personally getting notices of toxic restricted pesticides being applied within 1 mile of my home on an average of at least 1 a day. One time there was 4 times within 1 day. So what has been studied in this area? Do you truly know what pesticides are there? And can you say that this is not dollar-driven? Because there are a lot of areas that seem like they could use this type of housing, that they are disadvantaged, but I don't see that they've addressed Gonzales, Soledad, Greenfield, King City, a lot of other places that are important. And don't forget the unhoused population, 50% right here in Salinas.
Mr. Sheriff?
Thank you, ma'am. Yes.
Do you mind if I ask the speaker a question?
No, absolutely not. Do you mind for a question or two?
This is refreshing.
Okay.
This was just, it's super important feedback. I'm wondering if you're commenting on the housing element, and I just want to make sure I am putting it in the right place.
Yes.
Okay.
The overall housing element. Is this the environmental justice piece of the housing element?
Yes, we have 2 different.
So if I had had more time, I was specifically concerned about EG 2.4, 5, and 6. 2.4 and 5 deal with the water in terms of safe, clean, affordable water, adequate for human consumption and sanitary purposes. And of course, creek runoff would fall into that category as well. And then EG 2.6, where it discusses land uses that are adequately buffered from industrial and agricultural land uses and sources of pollution that may pose a threat to human threat where feasible. And I understand that's a huge challenge because you have limited, if any, insufficient data to pull from on that, because there's been such resistance to creating adequate buffering zones because of CDPR and the current laws and the Ag Commissioner.